All right, we are reviewing Please Don't Go.
Ah, I'm excited.
Salvador. So I feel like I randomly stumbled on this from Mariana.
Okay.
And I saw her review of it, and that's the only review I ever saw of it, and I was like, I have to read that.
I
And then
never heard of it until you read it and told me about it.
yes. So it
And
was
here
just
we
kind of
are.
like a ramble stumble, and I'm really glad that it happened. So I definitely loved it a little bit more than Micaiah did. But
I
basically,
still thoroughly
it,
enjoyed it though. It was still,
yeah,
I think I am ending up on a four, like 4.5 is where I'm
okay.
landing pretty solid.
I
Four and a
can
half
work with
there.
that. I was definitely a five, maybe a six, because I have literally thought about this book like since finishing it. And that doesn't happen for me
Yeah.
often. So basically, Josie and Danny, they go to the same school. But it like literally starts with Josie wanting to jump off a cliff and like Danny saves her. And so I posted a TikTok about it, but like I like to go into a book blind. Like I don't want to know everything that happens. So whenever that was like the first chapter, I was like, what is happening and what am I getting into?
I knew from that
Um
first chapter that it was going to be good. I was like, okay, like this is a deep, there's substance to this
Emotional,
book. Yeah.
yes. And I think that that's why I liked it because it was different. Like it was not a surface level romance. Like obviously it's like a college romance. But like there's so much like I don't know, plot and depth I want to say to like the characters. I guess I don't want to say like so much plot
That's what I was gonna say.
necessarily.
There's no plot. That
No,
was
it's more so like I think the character depth is
yeah,
like what we get because the characters are not surface level. Like
no.
no. But you're right. Like there's really not a lot of like
Mhm.
plot that happens. It's just like character development, I almost want to
Yeah.
say, is the
So
majority
basically,
of the
yeah,
story.
how we meet, we get Josie's on the cliff.
Yeah.
Her plan is to jump off the cliff that night. Danny stumbles along her and saves
Yeah.
her.
Literally pulls her back.
And then they like stay the night together. They like sleep there. He stays with her.
Yeah.
She is gone when he wakes
In the
up, so
morning.
he panics because he's like, crap, like, did she go off the cliff? Like,
Jump
what is
off
she
the
doing?
ship.
Is she still here? She leaves a note saying, like, hey, I'm still alive, basically. He continues to come back night after night in hopes that, well, not in hopes that she'll return, but like, he's
Wanting to
thinking,
like know that she's okay.
yeah. But he's like, if she plans to do this again, like, I want to be
I
here.
want to stop her,
And
yeah.
she doesn't come back.
Which is like good. But
Yeah.
then they stumble upon each other again randomly because she got like a flat tire.
Mhm.
And then Penn, which is Danny's sister, is like, I'm not gonna leave you on the side of the road by yourself. Like she just like pulled over to help her. And then it's Danny that shows up to like fix her tire. So they stumbled on each other again. And then after that, like they are just then consistently like kind of in each other's lives. Um, but basically I think what got me first is like, yes, I understand that it's like, okay, you don't know this girl, like at all, but I almost feel like that's why I loved him because I was like, you don't know her, you're not her friend, but like he continued to show up and just be like, I'm so happy you're here. Just because he's like, I know she's struggling. I don't know what she's
Mhm.
struggling with, but like she's struggling and I'm just gonna be like, I'm really happy you're here.
Yeah.
I loved that. Like,
Yeah, and
because
I
I think it was
did.
whenever he stumbled into class, the first like week of class, they ended up having one of the classes together.
Mhm.
And he literally just said to her, like, I'm really happy you're here, Josie. And I was like, oh, just, I
See, and
liked it.
this might sound, I don't know how to like say it. I almost feel like, you know how when you're in a really dark place and somebody tries to fix it, and sometimes you're like, I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to
Yeah,
like, be around. I feel like I started to feel a little bit of like, okay, do you think you're kind of like a little
making
too
it
much
worse.
continuing to bring it up versus like acting like everything's okay?
Yes. I do think that like she tells him that though at a point. Like she got to a point where she was like, it's not your job to fix me. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine. And so she does tell him that.
Yeah, but I think
And I
that's why,
just think,
like, I enjoyed the sticky notes. I liked all the notes, but in the back of my mind, I was like, dude, okay, like a couple times, but other than that, let's move on and like build a friendship with her and like treat her like a normal
yeah,
person
like a
versus
normal person. Okay,
continuing to like bring that up.
I can see
Mhm.
that area. I think that's just like his personality of
Yeah.
like he wants to make sure everybody else is okay
Mhm.
because we then find out like he's not okay.
Yeah.
So And I almost am like, was he maybe then do this is like me just really reading into it, but I was like, is he doing that because he wished somebody was like doing that with him?
Yeah.
And like
Which
nobody
could,
is.
yeah, it could definitely be the case.
So I don't know. I feel like I just like really connected with them. And I haven't connected with characters like that for a really long time.
I will say, I felt like they had really, really good chemistry from like page
Yeah.
one. Like
Yes.
literally just from him saving her and then like sleeping together that night. Like
Yeah.
they were connected very, very well. I don't know how that happens
Yeah.
because like
Yeah,
nothing
because then
happened.
they literally like the yearning in this book, it takes them over 70% for them to like officially like get together and
Yeah.
like sleep together. So I'm just like, and yet the whole time they had really good chemistry.
Mhm. I do
Oh,
feel like as it was a very, very slow burn, which I love.
yeah.
But there was instances of it that also at the same time moved too fast for me.
Okay.
Like he moved into her house within like a month.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, okay, but but it's
And
not
there,
like
that's
he
fine.
moved in
There's,
as a boyfriend. He just like moved in as like a
I
friend
know, but
so
in
that
my
like
head,
she
I'm
wasn't
like,
alone.
they both knew that wasn't going to be the case. He already liked her at that point. You guys do not know each other. This girl literally just
Yeah.
tried to jump off a cliff 4 weeks ago, and now you're just going to move into her house. Like, what? You don't even
The
know if she's
moving in was
okay. You
definitely
don't know.
quick. I kind of liked whenever she like gave him the key of like you can come and go as you please.
Yeah.
Okay.
I even feel like that was a little bit odd because I was like, you have been so adamant about wanting to be by
Your
yourself. I get you're
space.
like kind of changing, and that's the point of the book.
Yeah,
But as a woman in college, I don't know if I would give a man a key to my house that I
a
just met four
stranger.
weeks ago and hope he doesn't kill me or something. Like
Okay, you're
it
not
was just
wrong.
a little bit of like, obviously, once again, it's a book, it's not real life. But like in
Yeah.
my brain, I was like, a key to your house. You guys don't know each other.
Right. And
I
like
don't
you said,
know.
I mean, it did move very slow, but then
Mhm.
like you said, that was definitely very fast moving.
Yeah. And like I think I would have enjoyed it more because we got all the little pockets of him coming in and taking care of her and coming in and cooking
Yeah,
for her and coming in and like if he would have just kept doing that,
doing that
I think I would have liked it a little bit more.
versus like setting up
Mhm.
residence.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
I
was
can
like
agree with
one
you.
of, yeah. It
It's
didn't
not
make
gonna
me,
knock my stars down, but like
yeah.
I definitely can
I
agree.
said, didn't by any means make me like dislike the book as a whole, but
Right,
that was just
right.
one of the things that I think made it not like a adamant 5 star for me.
Yeah.
And
I
there's just
just
a
think,
few things in general like that that I feel like happened. I don't know.
yeah. I just really loved whenever she started to realize like the mask that he was wearing
Mhm.
of like he's always smiley, he's always trying to make sure everybody else is taken care of, and she was the only one that could realize like, I think something
Well, and I
actually
think
is
one of those
wrong.
first instances was trying to teach him how to swim when she
Yeah.
realized that something was like deep or wrong.
Yeah, because at first she thought that he was joking. Like
Mhm.
she thought that he asked her to teach her how to swim to like be funny and just like be around her,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "No, like I actually don't know how to swim."
Well, because that happened to her before. Somebody else, one of his
Yes.
friends or something, asked for lessons
Yeah.
kind of as a joke. Because
Yeah.
she's a swim instructor. He
Hmm.
is scared of the water because his little brother drowned.
Drown. Yeah.
So he didn't want to get in the water.
I think what really I think what really got me, this was so stupid, but whenever he kept that fucking rhinestone in his wallet, I was like, "Oh my God."
Out of all things, girl.
Like it was
Right.
so insignificant, but as soon as Penn like saw it in his wallet and was like, "What's that?" and he was like, "Nothing." And he like tried to hide it and she instantly knew what it was. I was like, "I bet it's that stupid fucking rhinestone that was on her
Like,
face."
I don't know. I liked those things, but I think those were some of the things that I was kind of like, you don't even know her. Like, this is a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, you
I do
literally
think it
know
was a
nothing
little bit
about
of
each other.
like a trauma bond kind of
Yeah.
thing. Which like I don't always think is super healthy. And obviously it blew up in their face. Like
Yeah.
there we did get that like third act breakup, which like I knew was coming, but I
Yeah.
really didn't want it to come. So like it did blow up in their face because obviously he really needed to work on some things. She obviously really needed to work
Yeah.
on some things. Um and then like they came together at the end. I will say the only thing that I did not like about it was I felt like the ending got very rushed.
Yeah.
Like I almost wish that the third act breakup happened at like 70%
Mhm.
in. And then we got like them being apart for honestly maybe even a little bit
Yeah.
longer. and
It
then
was
got them like
honestly, I feel
reconnecting.
like the third act breakup, like, yeah, I get it, but it seemed a little dramatic for the situation.
It was definitely dramatic, but I don't know if I would say that it was too dramatic for the situation because I'm just kind of like he literally shoved all of his feelings down for like years on years on years
But
and
out
then
of
like had a
all
full-blown panic
people
attack.
to understand that, shouldn't it be her?
Right, but I think that like the whole point was the fact that like he just like pushed her away because
He said that you're a distraction and it's not working, and she said basically get the fuck out of my house. Like
yeah,
that same day. And I would have been like, girl, you literally tried to jump off a cliff a couple weeks ago. Like you know how it feels to
right.
have deep-rooted problems.
I
Like,
do feel like she kind of pushed him away a little bit like too easily because
yeah,
like you
that's what
said,
I'm
like
saying.
he was literally just there for you like through that
Well,
whole
and then
thing
she
and then
says
like
that later on, but I'm just like in like I
yeah,
expected
because
in that
he like
moment
yeah,
more.
because he had his blow up and she just kind of like instantly left him
Yeah.
versus like sticking by his side. Whereas like if roles would have been reversed, you know he would have never left
Yeah.
her. So I can agree with that too.
And I think those were like the few biggest things that made it just
Yeah.
not like I enjoyed the book as a whole. I love the yearning and I love a man that
Yeah.
loves a girl, but I was a little bit like, dude, like you're supposed to be this kind of like manly man, and I don't know, he was being very, which isn't a bad thing, like doting on her, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of times she wasn't super reciprocative and it felt like one-sided
Yeah,
a
like
little bit.
one-sided.
Hmm.
I could agree with that for sure. I just think that that also kind of showed like her prickly personality though and
Hmm.
how it was like kind of hard to like get her to open up and
Yeah.
allow people in, which is probably why she was like so isolated and
Yeah.
depressed. So I feel like it kind of like it was necessary, but also I can understand why it was like, okay, but like
I also
you
wish
gotta
we would
let
have
someone in
gotten
sometime.
a little bit more background on her. I understand that she went through
Yeah,
trauma, but like, and this
we
is,
got a lot on him.
I know nothing about this stuff, but like, I get her mom died. That's all we know for her to try to end her life.
Do that.
Like, was there, I'm not saying that's not enough, for somebody to feel that way, but like, was that it? Did
Didn't
other
she
things
also she
happen?
also had like a kind of like abusive somewhat ex, right? Not like physically abusive. Wasn't
I'm
he like
kind
mentally
of, yeah.
abusive?
He was just kind of a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
with
Like,
you.
I wish if we
Yeah.
would have known a
Yeah.
little bit more just to understand her
To
trauma more
understand her a little
so.
bit better. Yeah. Because I do think I felt like more connected to him than I did to
Yeah,
her. But like in general, I just feel like I connected with both.
yeah. I did like them. I did like the book
Yeah.
for sure. I liked how he called her Joe, it was cute.
Oh my God. Whenever he called her Joe's for the first time in front of like somebody else, I think it was in
Mhm.
front of his sister, and she was like, "Oh my God, you called her Joe's." And I was like,
Mhm.
it was so cute. I just think that yes, like the sticky notes I really liked. I think I liked all of those little things. I liked the sticky notes. I liked the whole like eyes on me thing and how then like during his baseball games he would like point to his eyes while like she wasn't even there, but like
Mhm.
whenever she watched it, like she knew what he was saying. I liked all of that. I feel like my little romance heart that like that's where I was like, "Oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
thriving right
I will
now."
say I really did like the St. Patrick's bar scene.
Yes. Yeah,
I
that
like
was
that.
very good.
I do like the
Yeah.
spice was pretty like solid for what this book was.
Yeah. And for them, like, not really like
Yeah,
having sex.
getting
Like,
together. Yeah.
they had some spice for sure. And I also really liked, yeah, because he also had like that fucky ex too.
Mhm.
And I really liked that. Like the first whenever she like messaged the ex and like took that picture and like sat on his lap, that
Mhm.
was like good. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
all
And he
right.
was very like standoffish to his ex too, which I liked when she tried to like
Yeah.
come back around. Like there was no him being, like he was very much like, I want nothing to do with you. Like this is my girl now type thing.
Yeah.
Which I did like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked the concept of the book a lot for being a romance. I
Yeah.
think the issue is I'm just not a huge romance girl in general.
Right.
So those little bits here and there that I didn't love brought it down for me. Whereas for you, it's not going to bring it
Yeah.
down as much.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. I think it's just like this definitely is like one of my fave genres. And then I just feel like it was a little bit refreshing because it was like, it wasn't some just like dumb surface level
Yeah.
cutesy romance. Like it had a little bit of substance. So I feel like that's where I was just like, oh my
Mhm.
God, so good.
I like the side characters too. All the
I
friend
really
group.
want some more books, which this it says number one in the series.
Yeah,
So I
she's talked about writing another one. I just don't know
definitely think
when.
we're getting more. I really want Pen and Angel to be next. If not, I'll wait.
I loved two at the end where what's her other friend's name? Viv. Is that her name? Viv and Pin.
I want to say
V.
Vivian.
V or Vin or something.
V, I think they
Something like
call her
that.
V. Yeah.
So when they like came to her house after they broke up,
Yeah.
and were like, we
V
just
and
want you to
Angel
know
did.
like how much we love you.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
she's like,
that
it's
was huge.
weird because like nobody tells me that.
Right. And
And then
they like
she
cleaned
told
up
them
the
that
mess
she
that she
loved them
made.
too. And I was like, wow, you've
Yeah.
never said that to like anybody, so it was
I
cute.
know. Okay, see, yeah.
It was good.
But no,
Okay,
I'm telling you what if
for me to rate a romance 4.5 is it's good.
that's huge.
So
That's literally huge.
I can't sit here
Because
and say
whenever
I
I
didn't
saw
like
your rating, I was like, I did it. Oh my God, I did
it.
it. I was like, this is a big day.
Well, that's why
So
like I
no,
can
I'm
sit here and
glad.
pinpoint little things that I didn't like about
Yes.
it, but like overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the book.
Right. And I think that that's where, like, for me, this, I was just like able to overlook those things because I was like in my element. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they
If
weren't
we don't
anything
get
too
Penn's books
dramatic.
next, though, I'm
I
going to be so upset. I
know.
do think I'm going to try to read the other series. Now, the other series is about the basketball team, and
Is that
there
the
was
one? Because
a
she has a
mention,
new release coming out this year. Is that the series that it is?
I think
It's
it's
like
for
in
the
the
basketball
fall.
team. Yeah, because we got just like a tiny snippet of a basketball player somewhere. It
Mhm.
was like someone was either going to the basketball game or like something like that. We got like a tiny little snippet. So I don't know. I'm looking right now to see what that series is called.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. I feel like more happened. The thing is, like, not a lot happened in this book, to be blatantly honest with you. Not a lot happened. It was a lot of dialogue, and it was like a very
Yeah,
short amount of time and lots of conversations, and like basically the whole book was them like yearning for each other.
yeah, I agree with that.
Like the plot didn't move very much. Like we did,
Right. It
there
was
wasn't
just
much
like
going
that's
on.
where I'm like, okay, it definitely wasn't plot. It was all just like character development
Yeah,
for sure.
which was I did really like the characters.
Okay, so I think it's the Taking Risks series is the one with the basketball team.
And in her Instagram bio, it says like new something coming this fall. Or
Yeah, and it comes in 2026. Because it says she's on winter break, so they're definitely still in. Oh no, this says hockey star.
hmm.
You know I'm in a hockey
Yeah.
headspace right now. Oh, and it says it has a cliffhanger. I wonder what that could be. Is the second book about the same people? Okay, I don't know. But the second book in the Taking Risks series comes out in August. Now, there is the Knights series that she wrote last year. Let's see if this is basketball. Yeah, this one's basketball.
Yeah, I feel
So,
like
and
you
those
should
have
read more
two.
and see what you think. I
What?
feel like you should read more of these and see if you
I
like if it
know,
was just
because I've
this one.
never, yeah, I've never heard of her.
Mhm.
So these were both, they both came out last year, and it doesn't really look like there's a third one planned for
Mhm.
the Knights, which is basketball, apparently. And then the other one looks like it's hockey. So, man, what do I read first? Anyway,
Um, one thing we didn't talk about was the whole Danny's whole blow up of what happened to him and why they broke up.
see, and that's where, like, I think whenever that happened, I was just like, oh my God. I think it just made me, like, feel for him so much more. Because, again, like, he just always slaps on a smile. Now, I do think that this is where I did get a little bit. Why did I also love the scene where she was like, she took her shirt off and was like, said something real, like true, and then she was like, you go. I loved that a lot. I don't know why, but I
Yeah,
was like,
I,
finally, they're talking. Because I
it was
do think that a
okay.
lot of the time, he would just like not like he would try to pull real things out of her, but like he wasn't giving it back. And I think that that's where she finally realized like
Yeah.
he's not giving me anything. And so then that they did that whole thing. But he still would like kind of shut down. And I think that like his blowout needed to happen because he never told anybody anything.
No, I agree. Like the blow up needed to happen. I don't know. I think it was like, okay, now we have two people that like are suicidal that fell in love.
Yeah.
Like it could have
But
just been
that's
a
okay,
little
but this is
bit
what I mean. I think that this is why I wish that the blow up happened earlier so that they almost like spent a
bad.
little bit more time apart. Like I feel like there could have been like a little like time lapse jump there. Like she could have been like a month later, 2 months later,
Well,
three
yeah,
months
because then
later.
they kind of got right back together too.
Yeah, I think it was
Like,
only a month that they were apart and I
like
didn't
not much happened to like fix
get
it.
them, yeah, fixed and back together. Other than he went home and fixed things with his dad.
Yeah,
And
but
then,
between them, because she was upset that he basically said, like, I'm using you kind of as a distraction because I'm not
yeah,
okay and like it's not enough. Which at the same time, like, valid. One
yeah.
person shouldn't be enough to like fix your whole life,
Right.
you know?
Right. So
Like,
that's where I'm kind of like, I wish not that I want them to not be together, but I was like, I wish that there was a little bit more time that they were apart to like truly
yeah.
heal and like come back together.
Yeah. Because basically what happened with him was he went on a trip with his little brother and his parents weren't there and they were like worried. They didn't want them to go in the first place. And then his brother got on what, like the ski-doo or something and ended
Yeah,
up
I think like a
drowning.
jet
And so
ski.
he thinks it was like his fault.
Mhm.
So he's said
Well,
multiple times that he apparently tried to take his own life too. And then like nobody knew.
yeah.
And none
But
of
I
his
also
friends knew
think too,
nothing.
one of the big things that he was saying was like he was feeling like he didn't want to be it all came out when he was drunk, right?
Mhm.
But I think one of the big things was whenever he was like I don't feel good when I'm with you.
Mhm.
And that's what made her feel really shitty. But that's not what he meant. He
Yeah.
meant that, like, he's so happy with her that he feels guilty because his brother doesn't have a life anymore and he does.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, like, I mean, okay. But at the same time, what he said is not what he meant. And that's where, like, I was a little bit upset that she was just instantly like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. Like, she didn't even hear
Instead of
him out
hearing him out.
to
Yeah.
know what was going on, where really, but at the same time, I'm like, but I don't think he knew that because it came out in therapy. Like, whenever he did go to therapy, it kind of, he put all the pieces together
But
of,
even the
oh,
next morning, he woke up and his friend was like, dude, like, you said some shit.
yeah,
And he was like, fuck, like, I have to go fix it. Like, I need you to apologize. And they were like, no, she wants you to, like, get your shit out of her house. So
yeah.
there was no, like, even the next day, it wasn't a, like, let me hear you out,
Yeah, I
have a
didn't love that because
conversation.
again, like he would have literally given her whatever
Because
he
even
wanted.
he said multiple times, like, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
she
there could
wouldn't
have
even
just
hear
been
him
a
out about it.
conversation.
Right. And that's where I do agree with that of like I just I didn't love I think the third act breakup was like necessary because I'm glad that we got that side
But
of
I
him, but at the
hate a
same time,
miscommunication. I hate a
I
miscommunication.
know
And
I
if
hate
it
a
could have been
miscommunication.
avoided, if we could have just avoided that and they still broke up, like, because it didn't really feel like a third act breakup to a point, because it wasn't over it was kind of over
Right.
something stupid, but like, it served its purpose. It could have just been done a tad bit better.
Yeah. No, I do agree because literally like all he was trying to say is like I feel so good that when I'm with you that like it makes me feel guilty because my brother's not
Yeah.
here anymore. And like I remember I think it was like one of the lines was he was like I literally used to never even want to think about my future because my brother wasn't in my
Yeah.
future. But being with Josie made me want to plan a future and that made me feel guilty. So like
Yeah.
valid. I mean, that's like valid in the fact of like that makes sense of why you're feeling that way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if she would have just let him say that to her, like,
Because you
yeah,
would think she would understand after everything she's been through too. Like,
right. And I think that that is why I was upset when she just kind of like hot dropped him because she like he literally just
well,
helped her
and
go
then
through all of that.
she was like upset because Penn was mad. And I'm like, well, duh. Like honestly, like that's valid. It's her brother, and
Yeah.
you just saw how much he was struggling, and
But
you
at
just
the
walked
same
away
time,
from
Penn
him.
didn't know what her brother said to her, which like what he said, it was pretty fucking rude.
Yeah,
But
but still, it's like you guys have both been through some
this is why I
pretty
hate a
intense shit.
miscommunication.
Yeah, like you've both been through
There's
some
too much that could be
intense
interpreted.
things, and he's been by your side day in and day out, but you can't even
Yeah.
like, hear him out. I probably would have been a little bit frustrated too.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that.
'Cause that
Overall,
man
though,
like was meal prepping for her and bought her millions of flowers and like all these
the
things.
flowers. Oh my
Yeah.
God. God,
And then
I
she's
seriously,
just like, nope, bye.
I was
I
like
was kind of.
swooning over this book. I'm not even lying. Like, I could not stop.
I think there's a few times where in my mind I thought it was a little bit much.
I just couldn't stop.
Just because, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I read a different book that was like pure desperation and like that was in my head. And I was like, I want a man that's just
Maybe.
like not
And then like this
desperate.
one is
Yeah.
kind of a little like he is definitely puppy dog-ish, like
Yeah.
100%. So I could understand that.
Yeah.
Okay,
But for
well,
what it was a very, very solid book.
5 stars. E Salvador, I will be reading something else. Which
Four and
one
a
should I
half
be reading?
stars. I will probably also be reading something else.
Yeah. We'll have to pick one that we want to maybe do together at like a random time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Loved, loved, despite all my things I didn't love, loved. Look at that too. It's so cute. Like, look at them on the cover.
I know. I seriously, I usually don't love a cover
I
where
don't
there's like
either.
people on it. This
Especially
is really cute.
cartoons. Like I'm here for a lot of the times. I was gonna say real people on the cover. No, I'm not, unless it's a hot tattooed man. That's the only cover I'm here for. If it's a
I know
couple,
the
I
Lord series
know.
covers and that's
Yeah.
it.
But this one was cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says series, so we're getting another one. So we shall
The
see.
Midnight Strike series.